All right, here we are. Episode 62, about to get started tonight. Father's Day weekend and all that other good stuff. We're going to play some Pathfinder as a celebration. How do you like that? A little Pathfinder? It's awesome. And we're going to pick up where we left off last session. I think the last session was just Kyle, Eric, and Jesse. Tonight we should have a full house. We'll see if Jesse pops in. He is home tonight. He'll slide in as the opportunity presents itself, I hope. And in the meantime, we've got all the rest of the crew here. And yeah, let's do our introductions and get into this Pathfinder goodness. Rachel, how you feeling? Rachel number 1, Althea, what's going on?
Hey, everything's doing great. I'm pretty excited to play today, see what's going on in town, get reunited with everybody, because from what I understand, I'm not. So little Althea is going to move her little feet on back to the big scary gauntlight. Or she'll just pick up a vacation home on the seaside and retire. We'll find out.
Okay, so you're all set. Althea, probably going to do a little shopping before she heads out. Probably a little miffed that everybody left without her, but at least she knows, She knows they're on their way. She'll get in touch with them again. Eric, you're not in Otari. You're deep underground in the gauntlight after some encounters with some stone-creating basilisks. What's on your mind? Introduce yourself and your character.
Hello everyone, I'm Eric, I'm a professor from Montreal playing Cassandra the Monk.
You are.
Looking forward to tonight. It's been a great Father's Day. Homemade breakfast, homemade pecan pie, played some Star Wars Outer Rim board game, which was amazing. My wife playing for the first time is killing us all. Went out for a great Southern Comfort dinner and gonna top it all off with leveling up to 6 tonight. So gonna be so much fun.
Awesome. That's great. Holiday gaming, can't beat it. Family gaming, even better. All right, so now we got Dizzy, Rachel number 2, introducing a new character. Well, she had one session prior to this, but this will be her second go with a rogue type character. What's on your mind, Dizzy? How you feeling tonight?
Feeling pretty good for now. I play Elise Nimblefoot, the rogue elf that, well, I can't spoil too much because y'all are just gonna find out eventually. But she's got up to her usual tricks, see what she can get herself into, and hopefully not have the entire team kill her.
That would be a good idea. Not the killing part, but yeah. That's good. Kyle, what's going on? Dwarf.
What's up, guys? I'm Kyle. I play the crazy Death Wish fighter, formerly known as Arthurian. Then he was Maury for a while, but we kind of retconned that. So now we came up with the name Old Verge. And yeah, we're deep in the gauntlet. Just got some very very close calls. I believe Cassandra and me dragged Sheppy out of that particular pit, but the creature did speak to us, and I am intrigued by that. So, Death Wish Fighter Part 2, here we go. Let's get it.
That's right. And Jesse, of course, playing Sheppy. He is underground as well, with Cassandra and Verg, formerly known as Maury. Formerly known as Arthurian. Burgunder is his proper name. That's what he's revealed to the companions so far anyway. Nobody knows why, but yeah, he's gradually revealing a lot of things about his character, this dwarf fighter. We'll see what gets revealed tonight, if anything. Anything more. After a horrible battle with this blue creature and discovering an elven rogue who's been watching you, trailing you, and actually joined you during this combat. You made haste and got out of there. Althea was with you at the time as well. Decided, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this. But you pushed on anyway. You discovered your lost friend Arthurian, smoking a pipe with laughter, looking in bad shape. Decided, you know what? Maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll take a break. So back to Otari you go with your friends in tow. Finally found Arthurian and laughter. Caught up pretty quick. Decided, well, maybe we better claim our gold too. So you did that. Did some shopping. All with the idea of going back in there in the gauntlight. Because even though you've met your charge, that is, you prevented the town from being attacked again after a month went by, there was more mystery to be solved, more danger at hand. And you knew in your hearts you had to go back in there. Maybe find some evidence that there is still danger lurking about in the gauntlight and convince the mayor to make more preparation, if anything. You all went your ways, did your things, did some shopping, did a little healing and recovering. Checked in on Doriana, Althea did. We'll get into that in a minute. I believe it was the next day, the next morning, you all agreed to head back. Well, Arthurian, for whatever reason, decided, you know what? We got to head in now. We're not going to wait for Althea, wherever she is. She has things to do in the morning. I know you agreed to meet up later on in the mid-morning or later morning, but Arthurian was quite intent on heading out. You guys did so. Cassandra, Sheppy, and the cleric, whose name escapes me. I can't think of her name. The cleric. Tamira. Thank you, Kyle. Get an extra hero point for that. The four of you headed down without Althea. Left a little message behind. Say, hey, we're heading down now. We'll catch up. We'll meet you down there. Kind of risky doing that, but yeah, that's what they did. And Cassandra, Sheppy, and Verg, I'll call him, the dwarf, descended once again. They went in some new areas they haven't been to before, keeping in mind that some of their friends, including Verg, had encountered some areas like an arena to the south. Well, they started to head in that direction. Sure enough, they came upon this big arena. There was a gong in place. Shep was all excited. Oh, let's ring it and see what dwells down there. Yes, fun. I could bet it. But Verg held him from doing that. You decided to keep on exploring. You encountered some basilisks and defeated them quite handedly near the balconies overlooking the arena. That was quite the battle. You identified some statues that look like living creatures at one point. Obviously, the basilisks have some type of ability to turn flesh to stone. Some of you almost experienced that. But regardless, you destroyed the basilisks, 2 of them, and went further on. You explored the gong, went up the steps, went through some different chambers that seemed to be empty. Eventually, you went down a set of steps that had been explored by Sheppy, coming off the room with the giant skeletal monster that earlier on you had defeated. There was a set of steps in the southern portion of the wall that Althea and Sheppy had looked at. Sheppy peered down these steps, but she didn't go any further. This time, you decided to go on down there. And you did so. You encountered a strange, very large, dinosaur almost like creature, green with a huge maw and teeth, like many things in this gauntlight. It spoke some strange language. I believe it was either Undercommon or couldn't have been Necrol. I think it was Undercommon. And some of you understood it. It said something to the effect, "You're not what I expected." And then it dished off into the shadows. That after it let out this horrendous scream that almost killed the goblin Sheppy. So you all decided to make haste while it was out of view. Let's get back up those steps. We'll do this another day. So there you are, sitting in this chamber once again, at the top of these steps. It doesn't seem to have pursued you. And you're licking your wounds, the four of you, Tamira, Sheppy, Cassandra, and Vergrund. And I would like to ask you, gentlemen, what would you like to do at this stage?
For those of us in the vaults, I'm looking this over, we're all hurt. So the first thing we'd have to do is Cassandra's going to have to spend some time treating wounds on everybody. We can't go anywhere the way we are.
Be at a crawling pace if we do.
No, but if we get into one battle, we're done. Especially since our cleric seems to have mysteriously disappeared.
She's back at town having tea. She'll be along here after bed.
Actually, go ahead.
No, I don't mean Althea. I mean...
Go ahead and make a perception
Tamira.
roll. Cassandra.
Cassandra, perception?
Mm-hmm. Since you pointed that out. Yeah, Cassandra definitely notices that Tamira is not with you. When you look around, you don't see her. She was with you when you were down with that creature, you think. But she's not with you now. So you did notice that.
So she stayed behind? Yikes.
Alright, I'm going on a rescue mission. Yeah, Arthurian's gonna look to Cassandra. Heal up Sheppy there. He took a nasty beating there. I'll go back down the tunnel and see if I can find Tamira. She couldn't have gotten far. She was right there with us.
Did you make... Go ahead and make a perception roll yourself. Verg. See if you recall seeing her. Now that you think about it, you were the last one down there. You noticed that she was... Let me think. Where was she? She was one of the first to vacate. I'm not sure that's what it was in the game, but that's what it amounts to. Regardless, I don't remember from last session, but yeah, she was one of the first to head out of there. But you were the last one to get out, and that's the last you saw her. So she was probably down there with you. She was making her way up, though. You haven't seen her since. So she's not necessarily left behind. That's what I'm trying to say.
Perhaps she went back into the big arena pit, trying to find another way down. You want to try there first, Cassandra?
So Cassandra nods, but it's going to take 10 minutes. So this will be for... Who's hurt worse, you or Sheppy?
Sheppy.
Okay,
Sheppy got crushed.
Right, so this will be for Sheppy. That is a critical success. And this will be for me. Still a success.
second here before we go any further. I forgot to transition, so unfortunately nobody could hear your guys' voices for a while there. I don't know for how long, but it's fixed now. You guys should be able to be heard in the video. Go
They
ahead.
can hear us now.
Okay. My bad. Definitely have to edit it now. So, to recap what just happened, Althea and Elise made their way down this corridor hearing voices and sounds. They came to a portcullis. Althea slipped in and she got into this narrow little corridor there with double doors. She saw arrow slits in the north-south portions of the wall, this little corridor. She saw a lever in the north. She tried to use Binley to help pull that lever. It didn't work, to no avail. In this meantime, Elise went around looking for a rock. Maybe she could lift this portcullis up and put a stone under it so that she could slide in and out. In the meantime, Althea went beyond the portcullis and into this other chamber. She looked into this chamber, this big octagonal room. Nothing was there. The sounds, the voices, the footsteps all disappeared and went quiet. And it was just at that moment that Cassandra, Sheppy, and Vergunder made their appearance after searching the arena area and hearing these voices and footfalls coming from the north. Obviously, it must have been Althea. Or Elise, maybe, perhaps. But they heard it, and they just found their friends. So now the companions are reunited here at this portcullis. And we'll pick up from there.
At this point, with Elise moving around, would she be able to prop up the gate?
For you, you're going to have to make an athletics check. It's not going to be easy. This is heavy. And Arthurian Cassandra, you see what she's about to do.
Yeah, Arthurian will bail in and try to help her.
Do you want to aid, or do you want to just lift it up yourself? You go ahead and make the roll, Arthurian, since you're helping. Athletics check. DC 30, if you must know.
19.
19 is a failure. It doesn't budge. You can make one too. Elise, if you want. DC 30.
Blind or public?
Make it public.
Alright. And you said athletics.
Mm-hmm. DC 30. But I might give you a bonus because you're only working to get it halfway up. Yeah. No, it doesn't budge. You'll be able to try again in a bit, but yeah, it ain't budging. It makes you scratch your head. How did you get through there, Althea? Then your eyes catch in the northern part of this portcullis. You see where there's a gap. It looks like the bars are kind of bent a little bit. And you could see how she could probably slip through that. You'd have to be pretty small. Which she is.
Don't worry, I'm not actually trapped here, guys. I found a way through.
Whoops.
I found. There you go. I'm like, oh well, Cassandra had no problems.
Ooh, through the wall.
Yeah, I just slipped right through here, but I'm trying to. I can see a lever, and I can only imagine that it is what can bring this portcullis up. That's got to be the mechanism. But I'm not
you
gonna
reach it?
lie. Not from where I'm standing, and I've already tried Binley. He's not exactly the heaviest mouse. It must be rusted or something. But I'm a little afraid to continue on alone. The next room over is empty, but we heard shouts of help. I thought maybe it was one of you guys, but it didn't sound quite like you. So I wonder if there's anyone else that's trapped down here, or if it's in itself is a trap.
Well, if you can get to that lever open, this thing is not budging as it stands right now.
The room has tons and tons of doors. I don't know if maybe there's another way in, or do you really trust me to get to that lever?
Oh, I trust you. Put my life on you.
Alright, should
Alright.
anything happen, I'm gonna be hauling it out. Screaming pineapple.
But yes, we all trust you, obviously.
Trust me to stay out of trouble. And she slowly makes her way into the room. And she just takes a look around to make sure it really is an empty room with stone flooring and a few doors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I described. Doesn't seem to be anything in here.
Alright, so she's going to investigate this door.
There should be an arrow slit in that, but I don't think it's on the map.
I do not see it.
You can see it looks like another large chamber. You see more weapons racks. There's possibly another door to the east, which would be going in the direction of the lever. But it's not locked.
Alright, she opens it. And at this point, she would have taken the light from Elise. Sorry, before she started heading off, because before she had handed it over, well, she took it back again. The little coin, I mean.
Yeah, at least would have given it back to her, and then she would have tried to melt back into stealth mode.
Alright, so let's keep a torch on Cassandra, because they had a torch as they walked through here. I'm going to put that back on Cassandra so you're not in the dark. And Elise, I will take away your coin. So at least you guys got some light.
Yeah, that way it's a little bit more accurate. Alright.
You see,
She steps inside.
it looks like empty weapons racks, dusty floors and webs, and that's about it. It looks like some kind of where the weapons were kept for whoever was at this guard post, maybe.
Mm.
You do see a door in the east wall.
Can she can she open it from here? Like reach over and just touch the knob and push it open?
Oh, wow. No, you'd have to go up to the door. You could run up to it, push it open, run back.
I don't think she's that fast.
No.
Alright, well, she'll attempt to reach over and do it, but when she finds out her arms are too short, she goes up in front and opens the door. She walks in and takes a good look at the room and watches her steps carefully. And she reaches the lever.
You're at the lever. It looks like another empty room. Again, there doesn't seem to be anything noticeable on the weapon rack, but you'd have to really take a look around and see. But you come up to the lever. It looks rusty but workable, and it wants to go down.
Okay, she rubs her hands together, grabs firmly onto the lever and pulls it downward.
And as you do so, you begin to hear a clanking noise from within the walls themselves, a sound of like chains moving. And you guys at the portcullis, it begins to rise, almost mechanically it rises, and steadily it does. Until it almost disappears out of sight into the ceiling. It's still hanging down about 6 inches or so, and then it goes clunk and stops. So you're no longer barred. Let me see. Can you move through that? No, you can't. No, you can move through that. Huh. Right? Yeah. So yeah, you can go under it and you can access those doors. The one door is open, Elise. As you make your way through, you could peer into the room where Althea disappeared. You look through the crack, you could see her in the room. You could see the lever that she pulled down. She obviously did something to open this portcullis.
Fritz,
Yes?
while we were waiting for Althea to do this, Cassandra's going to do another treat wounds on Virgin herself.
All right.
Once that opens, Elise is gonna slowly and carefully step inside the room, and then she's immediately gonna start looking for any like tripwires, any kind of plates that could be stepped on to cause something to move, anything that would give off a hint of possible hidden traps in the room.
All right, it'll take some time, but you can do so. Go
She'll
ahead,
do that.
Make a perception. Don't forget you have your trap sense as well, because you always have that as a backup.
Okay.
That 10 is for you, Verge.
Appreciate you.
All right, are you guys all following in behind? As Elise checks this way,
Yeah.
you're not in there yet. Except
Yeah,
for
I'll
she's-
move in.
All right.
Yeah, as long as she's checking for traps and stuff like that, yeah.
Elise, you don't come across anything? No faulty plates or stones or tripwires or anything in the room? A little time went by. It seems safe to enter. This after Althea clearly went into the room carelessly.
I mean, would she have been able to see the way that Althea went into that room?
Yeah.
Okay, so besides that path that Althea took, she would have actually been looking the entire room over.
Yeah, I counted that.
Okay,
Nothing.
gotcha.
Looking at the walls. One question here. Kyle, you have access to Sheppy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't get rid of that wound on him for some reason. It says I don't have... It says the
Doesn't
key...
show on my end.
Oh, really? Okay, maybe I need to refresh it then. All right, anyway, you guys are all in the room. You've bypassed this portcullis. Althea, looking with pride in her face, having accomplished something, steps into the chamber with the portcullis fully raised. The room seems empty. Sheppy makes his way into the chamber.
Oh boy, that skull looked scary. I don't like it. We better be careful in this room.
Aye, same place with this whole gauntlight ship. Good work, Althea.
with
Very
that-
brave.
And with that, suddenly you hear it again, Althea. You hear the voices and whispers. They seem to be coming from all around the walls of this chamber, echoing, particularly near the portcullis outside of the room. You begin to hear footsteps. Drawing closer, you all hear this. Do you do anything?
Elise would immediately point to the room behind Althea and kind of motion them all get in there as fast as they can.
Okay.
And as she says this, and you all look towards Althea, there you see it, near standing in the doorway that you had passed through. From the portcullis, you see this black, shadowy outline of some type of being. You can see it has hands grabbing hold of some shadowy type of scimitar and dagger. You see what looks like some type of headwear that it was wearing in its previous life. And of course, you see piercing through this, you see two bright lights as if they were eyes where its head would be. And it stares at you. At last you have come. Now my revenge is complete.
Arthurian puts his shield up and draws his warhammer.
Okay, I'll let you start this combat round, shield raised. Everybody put yourself in the combat. This thing begins to move towards you, Cassandra, as if to attack. This shadowy creature.
More incorporeal stuff.
Yes.
All right. So, perception checks for initiative.
Mm-hmm. Perception through and through. And yeah, you have your shield raised. Arthurian, I'll give that to you.
Shit. Okay. While this is happening, would at least be able to pull out one of her vials of centipede venom and be able to dip one of her arrows in it as she's getting her bow ready.
What did you want to do? You get one of your...
She grabs one of her vials of centipede venom to dip her arrows in.
Oh, you didn't do that. Do you want to say you prepped your weapons? Because I
Yep.
know that's why you did it anyway. So what I want you to do, each little vial can coat one weapon of your choice.
She's cutting her bow in it.
Not your bow. That's not going to help you.
The arrows, my bad.
Right. That'll take care of all the arrow tips. Just make a note for now that all the arrows you have in your inventory, I think there's less than 10, 20, something like that.
Something like that.
Now, I'll let you count them. But get rid of that little toxin that you have. We'll assume you did that earlier in the day. You still have one left. Okay? So keep that in mind. You're going to have a little nasty surprise. Now, this just for your arrows?
Just for the arrows.
Okay. All right, this creature's up first. What time is it? Okay. Let me go on blind rolls here. At least for the moment. It reaches out towards you with its slashing blade, Cassandra. It hits with a 30. Let me see what kind of information is revealed here. Yeah, I can make these public. I'll make them public. So the first one was a 30. You can't see it. I assume that hits. That's normal damage, correct or no?
Sure. Why not make the attack rolls public?
Because I don't normally do that. I don't want to give away information. You have to trust me, don't you? Is that critical?
No.
No?
No. My AC's 23.
Okay. Normal damage. That is public for you, my friend Eric. There you go. 20. 20 points of damage. And all right, one more action. And as it strikes you and begins to pull away, you feel like as if your very essence is also being pulled from your body You're going to be enfeebled too. And with that, it hovers forward into the chamber. And Arthurian, it's going to attempt to lash at you as well. This is public, okay? I'm revealing it for you, since that seems to be a thing. There you go, 38.
Yeah, that's a crit.
That is definitely a crit. That's going to be 40 points of negative damage. And you're going to be enfeebled 3. You got it? Good.
Got it.
And that's it. We're going to move on to Elise. Now, yeah, you were busy carrying rocks around, so you're going to have to draw your weapon. Everybody run for the other chamber. This thing's got the jump on you.
Okay.
Okay, you draw your bow.
Let's see here.
Shoot and load, one action. I think. So you could do that. Oh, you're gonna move. Okay.
She's gonna move her stuff right there.
Alright.
She's going to take aim and try and release one of her venom-dipped arrows into the creature.
Okay, make an attack roll. It's gonna have an armor class bonus because of your friends in the way. Not much, but go ahead.
Okay. $30.
Wow. Okay, you definitely hit.
And it's
Yeah,
also
critical.
dipped in venom.
Alright. What kind of venom is this? The
Centipede venom.
giant centipede? That's the one you use on weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll your damage. What'd you get? 2. 2 points of piercing damage plus giant centipede venom. Alright, I gotta make a DC 17 fortitude check.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. This will be public as well. Oh, it just passed. Alright. It's probably immune to poisons. I mean, I could see it probably is. Let's see.
Last section.
immunities. Yeah, your arrow just shatters off the wall as it goes through it. Resistances. Oh boy. Okay, what'd you do? 2 points?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, doesn't seem to affect it whatsoever. Your attack. And that arrow just shatters against the wall in the background. So you're done?
Yep.
Drew the weapon, moved, fired. Next is going to be Althea. with the power of goodness.
I'm going to move back 5 feet, going to recall knowledge, and then we'll see what I do from there.
All right, let me take a quick look. Go to religion, ideally.
Well, that's what I was going to roll regardless.
Go for it.
That or nature. And this thing does not look natural.
Nope.
There we go. I sent the blind roll over.
This is a creature known as a shadow. It tears at the very fabric of your being. It attempts to steal your shadow. It's immune to a lot of things, including poison, precision, diseases. It is undead. That's the first bit of information. Give one more action.
Some sort of undead blasty thing.
All of those cost 2 actions. No, instead, I'm going to spend an action to relay all of that information, everything I know about it, to my companions. Be careful, it's a shadow. I've seen these before, or I've read some story somewheres. They're not to be messed with, often resistant, or more along the lines of immune to precision, etc., etc.
Poison.
These are definitely undead creatures.
Okay,
Is it
so-
immune to acid?
Well, I gave you a little chunk of information. You can attempt more recall knowledge and get even more information. Now remember, in combat, now this is a meta thing here. In combat, I house rule that you're allowed to continue attempting recall knowledge checks in combat, even if you fail. Of course, you never really know if you fail, but
That is true.
you can keep making those.
Althea's going to trust her instinct and say, yeah, it is undead. Or at the very least, evil.
Yeah,
But that
they're
would
not
be my
good.
turn, just to make sure everybody can clearly hear her.
All right, Cassandra, you're up. Now,
Okay.
the enfeebled condition, it won't get better at the end of turn or start of next turn. I think you're going to keep that. Just so you know.
Forever?
Till I say. Take a status penalty equal to the value of the strength-based rolls and DCs, such as strength-based melee attack rolls, strength-based damage rolls, and athletic checks. This will last until I say.
I'm gonna move to here. Oops. No, I can't get to the other side.
That door is closed beside you.
Take an action to open it.
Alright, then I'm just gonna back up to here.
Okay.
And I turn.
Sheppy.
Oh boy.
Do you want me to play him?
No, I can get him.
But
Shep
with
is gonna
this
take
knowledge, okay, never mind. I was gonna say Sheppy's got a very specific spell, which would be extremely handy in this situation after finding out this little bit of knowledge.
Yep, Shep is gonna take a 5-foot step back. He's gonna cast Searing Light.
Attack roll.
23.
23. Let me look. It's a 24. You'll have hero points if you want to try and hero point that.
Yeah, I'll try to hero point it. Might as well.
Come on.
The only time that actually worked.
Yes. All right, Searing Light. What does this do? It's a success.
Takes 5d6 good damage and 5d6 fire damage.
All right.
There's the fire damage. There's the good damage. So we got 15 fire, 13 good.
15 good and
17 fire, 15.
Yeah, it's So I'm like, am I reading it wrong? 17
15.
fire.
and 13 good?
Yes.
All right. Let's look. Let's see what you do. Da, da, da. Okay. Wasn't as effective as you hoped. But you did damage it. It reels back slightly as its focus turns to you, Sheppy. That it?
But yeah, he took a 5-foot step back and then casted the spell.
Okay. You're up. Again, you are enfeebled 3. It's not going to let up. Ouch.
Yep, I'll hero point that.
Warhammer attack?
Yep, I'm gonna give it a try.
29, that's going to be a hit. Normal.
Fucking 2.
It seems to have no effect on the creature. Your hammer just goes through its body.
Yeah, Arthurian's gonna call out. We can't win this. See if you can open the doors behind me. Let's get the fuck out of here. And I'm gonna raise shield again. And sort of act like a meat shield, if you will.
Okay. Alright, the creature's up next as we go into round 2. Let me make a note here. Vorg. Its eyes focus on you, dwarf. And what does that mean? Well, it means I can't. Oh, okay. It seems very intent. Staring at you, dwarf.
You will be my next victim.
It speaks.
Bring it on with you.
Actually, you wouldn't know what it just said because if you don't have Necrol, you don't know what it said. That's about all you hear.
That wasn't very appealing.
No, and it's gonna... It just did something. I won't say what it is. And then it's going to attempt to strike you. When it was speaking at you with these words and looking at you, Vorg, you felt something within you. Like something heavy just come over your body, and your shoulders begin to slump slightly, as if something is weighing you down. This pressure is on your body, and it reaches back to strike at you. $28.
Hit, not crit.
Hmm? 9 points. Let me look at one more thing. Make yourself enfeebled 4. And at the same time as this weight comes down upon your body, you also feel something drain from you. Your knees begin to shake. You get a little wobbly. You're enfeebled 4. And we're going to go to Nimble. Elise, you're up. Hearing word that poison has no effect on these beings, so Althea says. What do you do, Elise?
Gonna do lore check on this creature and see if it's resistant to acid.
Recall knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
Are you using a specific lore?
Occultism.
Well, that's not a lore.
Oh,
You're going to use religion, or if you have a lore skill that's pertinent to this, like maybe you got a lore undead or lore
double checking real
shadows or
quick.
something. Something very specific. You could use that instead. Chances are you'll use lore. Or religion.
I'll go with religion.
Okay, go for it. Okay. Outside of what Althea says, nothing else clicks in your mind. By the way, the DC gets progressively worse, especially after Althea revealed this information to you. So whatever her DC was initially, it's going to be a little bit harder as you make these successive recall knowledge checks. Okay, nothing else comes to mind. Now, if you failed, you can still keep rolling. So don't give up hope.
Gonna check out one of her acid flax.
Okay. A bomb.
Throwing range is Throwing range is 20. She's going to attempt to try and angle the flask behind the creature to see if the splash damage will just get the creature and not anybody else.
You don't want to target the creature? I wouldn't do that. Hit the creature.
Alright, throwing at the creature. Am I doing athletics or acrobatics for a toss?
It's an attack roll. Ranged attack. It should be in your weapons.
Oh, it's
Under strikes, it should be there once you equip it.
Yeah, it should be there. Yeah, it's there. Okay, you gotta hit its armor class, and you fail miserably. That's gonna be a critical fail.
Can I reroll it?
Yes, you can.
Alright, hair pointing. How do I erase that throw?
Oh, it's not letting you?
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Just throw it again. You have more than one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it again. And then add one to your inventory.
What the?
Nope, that's critical failure, so it just doesn't do anything. It'll smash against the wall. No splash, nothing.
My dice rolls hate me tonight.
Maybe. You got another action. I'll let you do another one. Actually, draw, shoot. Althea, you're up. That's.
I've been thinking this whole time, and I'm not sure what I want to do. Just for the sake of keeping everybody alive, I'm just going to spend her whole turn healing. Oh, I accidentally blinded that. Let me get the spell back and cast it that way. There we go.
Can you do the burst version so that it'd also catch the undead creature?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm doing
great.
the 3-action healing.
Oh, okay. I must miss that part.
It very much covers the whole room and then some. So that's 12. And if this is to injure the creature, they have to roll a DC 21 basic fortitude save. So make sure you heal up Sheppy too if you haven't.
Yeah, I'm on it.
He failed.
So then he just takes the full
12.
positive damage. Yeah, 12.
Alright, let me look at this creature. That was positive. Positive.
Yeah.
Positive. Okay. It fully impacts him.
Ah, you vile creature.
As it looks towards you. Gnome.
As I imagined it would.
Good move, good move.
The roll could have been better, but that's alright. Anyways,
So
that was
that's
what I
everyone,
got.
right? That's
everyone.
in that burst? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So me and Elise weren't injured, but you, Sheppy, and Verg should now have a few more hit points healed.
Power of Desna. To continue your journeys and adventures. You're done?
Yeah.
Okay, Cassandra, you are up in your tiger stance.
Alright, so I will move to here. I will. I strike. So my fists will be powered with positive energy. And then I will do Flurry of Blows. So this combines the damage for resistance purposes. So here's the first one. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice. Yes.
About time.
Fine. Yeah. Finally. Ooh, that's also a really good one. Good job. Yes. Yes. I'm not excited at all.
And so that's 26 and 12. So that's 38
How much
total
positive?
damage.
All of it? Or just
Nope.
separate?
So positive, but I mean it's all added. It's all in one shot, right? So if it has a weakness to positive, you only do the weakness once. So the positive, if I'm understanding this correctly, it's that little star. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Looks like it's 18
12.
positive.
Yeah, it looks like it's 18 positive.
Yeah. I think with Monk that everything is supposed to be combined.
I mean, if you just look at Flurry of Blows, scroll up, everything is together for purposes of resistances and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Let's nobody put anything in the chat so it doesn't disappear. Flurry of Blows. You attack right on your feet, blah blah blah. Make 2 unarmed strikes. If both hit the same creature, combine their damage for the purposes of resistances and weaknesses. So they're all combined. Apply your multiple attack, blah blah blah. Alright, so they would be combined. That's good. They wouldn't be deducted from individually. You'd combine it and then make the deduction for resistance. Now, let me look at this key. The strikes deal 1d6 extra damage of your choice. In this case, you chose positive, so that's a separate damage type. So we figured that was 18 total from all the strikes. That would be combined. So, yeah, 18. And what was the remaining damage that you did with your strikes? The bludgeoning, I guess. What was that total? You had 18 for good, if I'm reading this right. And then
20,
20.
because it's 38 total.
Okay. So 20. All right. So bludgeoning, that would.
So it's magical bludgeoning, just in case that makes a difference.
It's magical as well. All right. Let's take a look and see. So you're going to take a little reduction in the bludgeoning, but all the good gets through. That was pretty massive, all things considered. So, yeah, it wasn't as totally effective as you want, but not to be expected. It's an undead creature. But that positive energy, that really punctuated your attacks. So, yeah, it reels from the impacts from your blows. Well done.
Okay. So from what I can tell, based on the damage there, it has resistance to physical 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tough, guys.
Of course, you don't know this.
No, but I mean, like, that means it's 10. That's huge. Okay. Yeah, end of turn.
Sheppy, who isn't wounded.
Yep, Sheppy's gonna cast 3 action heal. I can just hit the healing button, right?
Does it know you're using 3 though? I don't know how it works.
Well, the
What is
3 action heal's just the same as a normal heal. It's just you give it in a full burst, so you can click healing.
Yeah. All right. D8. So 8 points for everybody, and this guy needs to make a basic reflex save.
That didn't add the other. That didn't add the other D8.
That's only for
2 action. Okay.
healing. Yeah.
Success. So he only takes half of that. So 8. That's 4. Positive damage. Seems somewhat resistant to your efforts, Sheppy. But he does feel it. Right. You're up next, Dwarf.
One thing I can do here.
Oh,
30!
it's not crit. Okay, you're doing...
2.
Wait a minute. This isn't your striking hammer?
Yeah, plus 1 more hammer.
But it's not a striking. Yeah, doesn't seem to be affected by your hammer at all. Let me look at your character sheet.
Well, it says magical. It doesn't say anything about striking.
Yeah, you don't have a striking rune on that. I thought you did. All right.
I have an odd question. Who here doesn't have a magical weapon?
I think we all have basic runes on our major things, but I don't think any of us have striking runes.
Somebody
None
does.
of my weapons are magical.
Alright. Because the Warhammer says magical. I have my star knife
knife.
that's magical.
Elise, you have a +1 rapier of striking. You have a striking weapon.
Okay. I was just wondering for future references because I have a spell that makes a weapon magical, and it might be a little redundant if we already have weapons that are magical. So that's
Does
just
it
like
add-
a note to self.
But does it add damage dice?
I don't think it does.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it does add that. Yeah, it does, but
I bet your other character, Kyle, has that striking weapon.
I do, yeah.
That's where it is.
Imbuing weapons. Yeah, it's a pretty good spell. Yeah, but I'm just gonna raise shield, and that'll be it. Keep the shield up.
Okay. You got some other good weapons in there, though. Besides that. Alright, goes to the creature, round 3. It's going to take a 5-foot step. No.
I think just about all of us hit it.
Yeah, you've got
Some way or another.
You've got it down. Remarkably, you've got it down. Unless I made a mistake somewhere, it's down to near death. Hope I didn't
That's
screw
because so many people. That's because so many people are pumping in so much positive energy.
Yeah, could be it. Alright, so what it's gonna do, it's gonna start ripping out some profanities in some strange tongue. And it pulls away from you, Arthurian.
You sure you really want to do that?
Yes, he does. If you want to make an attack of opportunity.
18, not good enough.
And it goes through the open doorway, but passes partially through the wall itself and out of sight in that room to the north, into the shadows. Yeah. And it's gonna go to you, Elf. Now you don't see it. It's disappeared. But is there anything you'd like to do?
At least it's gonna give chase.
Okay, do your stride up to the door. As soon as you get to the door, you don't see it anywhere. In this chamber. Anything else?
Can I do a possible perception check to see if maybe I can?
Seek?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Go ahead and make a perception roll to seek.
Alright. Making it blind, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Perception rolls are almost always blind.
Alright.
99% of the time. Okay. You stop just short of entering the room, and you're at the doorway looking in here, and you see nothing. No motion. You see nothing. Whatever this was, it'd be hard to see anyway with the shadows. But you don't see any movement of the shadows. You don't see anything in this chamber. Althea, this creature made its way out that door. You see Elise standing next to you, frozen at the door, like as if she's ready to strike at whatever lies within, but she's just standing there frozen. What do you do?
Not like frozen in fear.
Just like she's scanning the room, I should say. Sorry, wrong word. You see her eyes shifting left and right, like she's looking for something.
She walks in and scans the room as well.
Okay, you can make a seek action and go ahead and make a perception roll as you scan the room as well. Okay. You see nothing.
I shout back to the others. It may have made its escape. I don't see it anywhere here.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything? As it
Are we
seems to have
still-
disappeared.
Are we still in turn order?
This stage, no.
At least he's gonna reach inside, grab a hold of Althea's arm, she's gonna yank her back out.
She whips her arm back. Like, ow! I understand. She gets out of the room. You could have asked. I have my own little legs. I don't see it at all. And of course, she's going to 100% trust her own eyes.
Okay, so at this point, whatever was there, whatever this creature was, seemed pretty intelligent. It was pretty intent on taking at least one of the companions, that being the dwarf. Silence returns to the group. You can't see where it is, where it might be hiding, or where it have disappeared, but it just doesn't seem to be there. Cassandra, Vergunder, you both feel relieved that the combat is over, but you feel this heaviness on you. You also feel quite drained, very weak. You're still enfeebled.
Got it.
Let me mark off some time here.
Oh, at least I knew well enough to run from it.
But I fear it will return when it has regained its strength.
At least it's just... Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at least it's gonna go back to... scanning the doors, sticking... poking things around, and then she's gonna start looking through the doors to see if there's anything past them. While everybody else is doing their thing.
Althea's gonna take out her healing tools and start patching up Cassandra, and as she does, she responds to what Cassandra had said. And when it does return, we'll be prepared to purge the evil.
Yes.
If it would have only stayed right there for another moment, we'd have banished the wicked right there. Arthurian's gonna move down to the southern door, start investigating there.
Actually, Arthurian, do you want to wait and let me patch you up a bit first?
I can, yeah.
So we're gonna take 10 minutes to patch each other up. I made that medicine roll blind. What did I get? Oops.
27.
Okay, nice. So that is a critical success. Woohoo!
That's for you, Arthurian.
Oh, that's so weird. Oh, I must have access to
Frigander.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a basic 4d8, so you can take the 22. That's for Cassandra. I must have. Oop! I didn't mean to open that door either. Here I am, just clicking around.
As Cassandra sort of wraps him up in bandages, he just sort of looks up to her. I feel better now. Now if I could just get this drained feeling to go away, I'll be doing alright.
Can I check to see how long they'll be enfeebled? To like see how progressed this may be.
Medicine, recall knowledge. You're trained in medicine, so yeah. Yeah, medicine.
I'm an expert. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, you'll be good in a few minutes. Yeah, right.
You know what? I'll just use my hero point on that. Sure, why not?
Wow.
$29.
So if the DC was like 15, and it was a success, because you rolled a 1, it would make it a failure.
Correct. Yeah.
That's pretty nifty. Because you rolled a 1 and you had a total of 15. That's pretty good. Really? Average. All right, 29.
Mhm.
Whatever it is that's afflicting whoever it is that you checked,
I probably would have checked Berg because I think he got hit the most.
Yeah.
Out of the job.
Whatever it is that's affecting him, it's definitely not natural, of course. And normally, this is something that he would probably shake off in a short period of time, but this looks like it could take hours. The way he's just looking and the way he's carrying himself, it's just, wow, it might even need some good sleep.
So this is more like an affliction that eventually wear off and not like a disease or anything.
Oh, it would probably wear off. He just looks wore out. That's your guess anyway.
Okay.
But it's going to take time.
All right, I tell that to Berg and Cassandra. Like, I don't know what that shadow did to both of you, but this isn't going to go away anytime soon, especially you, Berg.
Good to know. Appreciate you, Miss Althea.
Mm-hmm.
Means we have to push on until we find something. Have you found anything interesting over there, bow user?
Elise, you look down beyond these double doors, and it's a corridor that just goes on. And it looks like the walls and ceiling have slowly fallen in and decayed over time, and after about a certain distance, maybe 50 feet down, it looks like it's completely sealed. Caved in.
Come.
Possibly something you could do if you spend enough time. You could clear it out, but it's a lot of work to do that. But it's otherwise a dead end.
Ailey's gonna close the doors.
There you go.
Shake her head, and then she's gonna move down to the doors to the south and check that one.
You see a chamber very similar to the one to the north, although smaller. Let me close this. Yeah, you also see another weapons rack. Don't really see anything on it. Although you'd have to inspect it, you never know. But yeah, it's otherwise empty. You do see you'd see a door in the east wall, though.
She's gonna poke her head in, look around. Once she sees the door, she's gonna move down to it. And instead of opening it right away, she's gonna try and see if there's like a peephole or something that she can try and see through.
Look through the keyhole?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could do that. There's a little keyhole in these doors. And
Okay.
it looks similar to the room to the north. You see it kind of goes to the north. There's like a corridor that goes straight. You could see the wall in the south as you peer through the keyhole. You could see the southern wall right next to the door. And it looks like the room opens up to the north, but you can't see the rest of it.
Gonna give the door a slight jingle to see if it's locked or unlocked.
Doesn't seem to be locked. But if there's something on the other side, they probably heard you.
Just to relay the information that she can see another room being on the other side of the door. The group behind her.
Arthurian will step down to provide assistance if necessary.
If he's doing that, then she'll step back and let him have at the door.
Okay, you stepping back away from the weapons rack?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to open the door, go ahead.
I'll open it.
Go ahead, you can open it. Give it a click. Oh, you don't have light source. Oh, you got dark vision. That's
Yep,
right.
I got dark vision.
So yeah, you can see into this chamber. I don't know if you stepped into the northern one or not. I don't remember, but let me take you in there a little bit as you peer around the corner. You see this little chamber, you can see there's some type of arrow slit in the wall. If you peek through that arrow slit, you can see the portcullis.
I'm going to recast light back on my shoes, and then I just stand here to provide light for Elise.
You know, a cool thing about the light spell, if you cast it on a weapon, it makes that weapon magical.
It does?
Mm-hmm. In some cases. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, our Arthurian's just gonna reveal the information. Pretty much a mirror room, and pretty much step back out and shut the door behind him. Oh, nothing in there. You can see the portcullis out front, but outside of that, nothing of note.
Elise then is going to slip past Althea.
Okay, so you left the room with the weapon rack?
Mm-hmm.
Let's send Sheppy in there to detect magic on it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Arthurian's gonna vacate, and Sheppy's gonna go down.
Oh, Sheppy's coming.
See if he can sense magic.
Oh yeah, he senses it.
I sense magic here. Something of necromanticness. Yes.
And then I'll have Arthurian and Sheppy begin searching the room.
Okay, give me perception checks.
From everybody?
Whoever's searching. That'll be Sheppy and the dwarf. And if you want to do it, Elise, you're good at that
Well,
stuff.
I'll come on and help.
Everybody
Yeah,
search.
we've also got the northern rooms to check, because when I went through, I only went in there to open to pull that lever.
Well, I guess while then everybody's doing the one down south, at least we'll do the one up north.
Sheppy's rooting around in there. You guys really don't find anything. He knocks the weapon rack down onto the floor. There's nothing on it, and it kind of breaks. But tucked away behind it, he finds something.
What is this?
And when did I close my window? Where is it? There it is. Usually they put a little chest in here. You could just take from it, but I don't see one. So
Did you find something good in there, Sheppy?
not one, but two. This long, hollow proboscis, harvested from the notorious Bloodseeker beast, which seems to trickle with blood. It is indeed magical. There's two of these. They are the Bloodseeker beak. These are talismans. They are common things, but they are magical. You affix them to whatever they're affixed to. This would be affixed to a weapon. It's the Bloodseeker beak, and there's two of them. You activate it by envisioning, which is an action, I think. Trigger, you hit a flat-footed creature with an affixed weapon, okay? When you do this, with the beak activated, you deal an extra 1d4 precision damage on your damage roll. If you deal sneak attack damage, like a rogue, perhaps, sneak attack, you also deal an additional 1d4 bleed damage. So it's particularly useful to a rogue or anyone with the sneak attack. You have two of these. I'll drag them to your sheet if you want them. The price is 20 gold. Basically, like a talisman, you affix it to your weapon.
Yeah, Chapt will pass, but Berg will take one and leave one for somebody else.
Okay, let me give you one. You should see it in your inventory. Double check that for me.
Would at least have
Yep.
heard that.
Yeah, if you want one, I'll drag it to your sheet. Do you want one? It would be good for a
She'll
rogue.
She'll take one.
Okay. Check your inventory. See if you got it. Then we'll take a short break.
I got it.
Okay. I don't know how you work that at Foundry. You should make a note of what it's attached to or something? I don't know.
Try dragging it to the weapon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That would be cool. Let me see if I could find it.
Let me see if I can.
Let me import it for one thing. Bloodseeker Beak. Yeah, those are talismans. I don't think we've had too many talismans in this campaign so far. But you usually affix them to things, weapons, armor, shields. They give you little tiny bonuses. They're pretty cool. I don't know if you could attach them to your monks. Those little wraps you have. I don't know what that would look like, but it is technically a weapon.
It would be like wearing a charm bracelet, I guess.
Yeah. Beaky
Whenever I
fists.
tried dragging it up to the weapon, but it wouldn't do anything.
Wow, it's a level 4 item too. Awesome. Alright, so you'll have that. So you'll do some extra damage, particularly you, rogue. You just attach it to whatever weapon, make a note, and usually these are limited use things. I'll have to double check it, but yeah. Okay? We're going to take a little break. About 5 minutes. And then we'll wrap up the session with what time's left, okay? Alright, so
Sounds good.
folks, we're going to take an intermission. We'll be right back with the rest of this exciting episode 6-2. Craziness. Be right back. right, we're all set. Part 2 of episode 6-2. We're about to continue this little adventure. So Sheppy, after searching through this room with Cassandra and the dwarf, who weren't as successful as Sheppy managed to find some talismans, magical devices attached to weapons that'll add extra damage. Good stuff. Beak-shaped things with blood dripping from them, magically. Just dripping blood. He found a pair of those. The dwarf was quick to take one and also pass one on to the elf, Elise. But while he was doing that, he found this little hook mechanism somehow attached to the weapon rack in the wall, and by manipulating it a certain way, there was a clunk and a rumble. And dust flew from the wall next to Cassandra, and there, as all eyes shifted to this portion of the wall, they saw the outline of a door. Cassandra immediately began to reach out towards this stone portal and push, thus revealing another chamber. A 5-foot-wide corridor, in fact, maybe a little more than 5 feet, running to the south as she peers inside of it. I'll move you into that space so you can see where it goes, Cassandra. And you'll see at the end of it, you see a door, a 20 feet distance. You can relay that to the others. Now, were you guys in the north chamber before we go any further? Were you searching that room too?
Mm-hmm.
In your search, which took about as long, you didn't find anything else in that room? Weapon racks and stuff. There was nothing revealed in there that you haven't already seen. You also did not see where that creature might have escaped to. As you fill the room with full light, you don't see any shadows or dark movements of creatures or anything. Perhaps it disappeared through the wall. Who's to say? Okay. Mark off some time. And with a cry from Cassandra, you all have gathered yourselves back into that southern room to see what she is on all about, and you found this secret passageway.
Well, that was interesting.
Elise is going to silently try and slip back Cassandra, and then slowly kind of make her way down the hallway, just searching for traps and such.
Cassandra in no way stops her.
You make your way through the tight quarters, and you come to this door, and your hands begin to go over the door, and underneath, perhaps you have a dagger out, and you're lifting stones near the base of the door, just in case any are loose and might shift to give way the sense of a trap. You see nothing. The door itself is a simple latch, like all the ones before it. There's a little keyhole. However, you cannot really see far into it. It's dark.
Would she be able to open the latch, or does she need to...
It's just a door handle.
It's just a door handle? Okay. She's gonna slowly open it.
Cassandra, following close behind, helps shed light into the chamber. The rest of you, so we don't all get cluttered with tokens here, let me bring the torch in so you can just click on that and see from the torch. I'll put that right here in the corner. So you can see from that torch in this chamber what's described to you. And stepping inside carefully and cautiously, Elise, Dust and neglect cover this chamber's narrow bed just in front of you. Warped wooden wardrobe can be seen, as well as a large footlocker at its base, the base of the bed. Some type of chambers. Somebody once dwelt here, although it's covered in dust. No evidence that anyone has frequented this place before. Hundreds of years.
Elise is going to look around for like a small stone or a pebble, and if she can locate one, she's going to stand up, move right there, and then she's going to toss it onto the chest or whatever it is to see if maybe it might be some kind of trap or possibly even a creature mimicking.
You do so, and the stone just rebounds off of it and falls harmlessly to the floor. There's no reaction, but silence. Although Cassandra's kind of smirking at you from the doorway.
She's going to inch her way closer.
Step by step. Where are you going?
She's going to check out the trunk.
The footlocker at the end of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem to be a lock on it. A simple latch. You carefully, probably using your knives, pop it open. And then you begin to raise the lid with the blades, of course. Any trained thief would know that. And the door falls open. You see what looks like a wide-brimmed hat. It's red, with a black feather. You see a small pouch, bound with leather on the top. You see a small book, as well, with papers still intact. But it does look fragile. Do you investigate?
She's going to investigate.
All right. You reach for the small sack and you feel what feels like jewels, perhaps. And as you untie it and look inside, it's almost falling apart, but when you look inside, you find emeralds. Beautiful emeralds. You found a pouch with 25 emeralds. I'll open up a chest so you can all divvy this up. A pouch with a bunch of tiny emeralds worth, well, you'll see in a moment, 25 gold pieces. The booklet, which you also investigate, happens to be, it says right on the front here in common, Siora's Codex of Poisons. And as you carefully open the covers and look at the book, I need you to make a thievery check. This will take a little bit of dexterity so that the pages don't fall apart in your hands. If you'd like to do that now, you can do so.
I really hate low rolls. I really hate them.
You have no hero point?
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
Oh.
One of the pages crumbles to dust. But you lucked out. The others are okay. It's somewhat intact. You're a little bit more careful. But one of the pages crumbles to dust. But you see that it's a book of poisons. You see the formulas for hunting spider venom, giant scorpion venom, which you already have. This will be a second one. Giant wasp venom, and Malaise root paste. Now, I'll open up a little chest for you to read the details on these things and divvy them up, but that's what you have found. Right there in front of you, you'll see a little chest. Oh, and the hat with the big black feather. It's in really good condition, all things considered. Actually, I think it's revealed in the damn thing. I should have put a... Yeah, damn it. Let me put mystification on it before anyone looks at it. Whoopsies. It's an unusual hat.
At least it looks over at Cassandra and she goes, "Are you gonna get the others, or are you just gonna let me just go through all this stuff and eventually take everything?"
And she will.
I did not want to interrupt your pleasure.
At least just stares at her like, are you going, or are you just gonna stand there staring at me?
Do you call everybody into the chamber? Look what I
I'm
found.
sorry. Does my gaze make you uncomfortable?
At least it's just gonna swipe the Codex of Poison, and then she's just gonna move to the secondary door and wait for everybody else to come inside.
All right, so all those items you found, they're in that chest token. Go ahead and double click that and you can divvy this stuff up. You got an unusual hat, a booklet, which I think...
How do I take the Codex?
Drag it to your character sheet.
Okay.
It's basically a book of formulas. And a pouch of emeralds worth 25 gold pieces. So...
Well, Sheppy's really happy.
Yeah. So you could just divvy up the 25 gold pieces amongst yourselves and say that's the rubies or the emeralds that you've divvied up. If you want to do it that way. There's 4 of you. Or 5, rather. So 5 gold pieces each, if you want.
Sure.
I like this hat, says Sheppy. It's bright red. Can I have it, Althea?
I won't stop you if you seemed tied to it.
Let's put it on you and see what it looks like. Maybe it looks good on you.
He reaches to put the hat on your head.
and she wears it. she just lets him do it.
Oh
She
no, Althea, looks
kind
quite
of models
smashing.
it.
Looks quite smashing on you there, Althea. Like it looks pretty good on you.
She takes Binley out of the pocket and puts him on the rim of the hat.
Hey, he can see the world now.
Yeah, look at her. It doesn't even look like her. There's something weird about this hat.
And as you put the hat on your head, Althea, you feel a little bit of a dizziness come about you, but you're not sure what that is. You almost want to take the hat off. It's kind of scary.
Well, after she has her fun, she does that. She takes it off and kind of tries to gently put it in her bag. Sheppy, are you sure? You think it looks good on me?
I don't know. Let me see it. I
Yeah,
gotta
you
see
take-
if I can
yeah.
identify it.
Go ahead and make try and identify this. There's something unusual about this hat, and you could try this too, Althea. Just name one of the traditions that you want to use on this and try and identify it. Take a little bit of time, but yeah, it's a arcane.
Sheppy's good in occultism, so I guess I'll be rolling that.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go with religion, even though I'm pretty sure that might not be the proper channel for identifying this. That's all right.
I don't have my screen up. I'll tell you what the DC is on this, but I will say Althea. A long time ago in your studies, your magical studies, although it's not your forte, these arcane artifacts, you do remember there was a mage. His name was... I was going to say Fistantilus, but I think that's in Dragonlance. I'm not sure.
It is.
That's the wrong name to use.
Fistantilus, yeah.
There it is. Well, this is lost cousin, Fistantilus. There it is. It's close, but it's not the same thing. But anyway, you remember a mage from days gone by, and he had red robes and red boots, and he had this wonderful red hat that was cocked to the side with a black feather. And it was said to be something that was a powerful artifact. Not an artifact, but very powerful magics associated with his hat in particular, and it allowed him to disguise himself quite effectively. This is a hat of disguise, greater hat of disguise. And essentially it's an interact action. Any number of times per day you can do this. The hat casts a second level illusionary disguise spell on you. While setting up the disguise, you can magically alter the hat to appear as a comb, a ribbon, a helm, or any other piece of headgear. So it doesn't have to look like a hat, but it's the equivalent of a second level illusionary disguise. So this is how you get sneaky. You also, looking at this hat, it resembles something you've seen minutes ago. That shadowy creature had a very similar hat with a feather in it. The shape, anyway. It wore a hat just like this. So this is a hat of disguise, greater. I will reveal that. Unmystify. Well done, Althea. You had a critical success on that.
That's good to know that that wasn't the exact opposite of what it is.
Yeah, I should have been hush about that, shouldn't I? You got me on that one.
Yeah, because I could have totally rolled a 1 and you'd be like, yeah, it's a hat of greatest disguise, and I pretend to, like, look at me, I'm Mayor Menemes.
I don't know, I put a lot of effort into that. That was creative there. Oh, for Stanton,
Yeah.
come on. So, whoever wants that, drag it to your sheet.
Yeah, she tells the others the use of the hat.
Cassandra seems a little bit suspicious of stuff like that.
Yeah.
At least we'll take it if nobody else does.
Yes, you will. Sheppy will take it. Wait a minute, I claimed it first. And he grabs at the hat.
Yeah, Sheppy did grab it first.
You want to give it to him, or do you want to... Does somebody want it?
We can give it to Sheppy and just tell Jesse that he's got it later.
Yeah, that's
all
fine.
messages.
That way he doesn't forget
Maybe that'll cheer
to
him
check
up.
his inventory.
He
Yeah.
missed the session. Hey, you got a hat of disguise. Greater. All right. And everybody take 5 gold pieces from the emeralds. Make it simple. So add 5 to your inventory, and I'll just delete this emerald thing. Just add 5 gold. I'll do it for Sheppy, or Kyle.
I already did it for him.
Okay. Step ahead of me. Step ahead of me. Everybody gets a hero point since the end of the session. Why not?
All right, everybody, do something crazy.
Yep. That's what it's for. It's time to get crazy. Okay. Let's delete that and we'll close the chest. No, we'll leave it visible. All right, so that was productive. You've investigated this secret room. Thanks to Sheppy and Cassandra and Elise. Excellent. Where would you like to... Oh, there's a door in the south. Elise, you're investigating that?
Yep. Checking it for traps first.
You do so. You don't find anything. No roll necessary. We're going to open that door. And as soon as you open the door, a large rock falls on your head from above on the ceiling. Make a save. No, I'm only kidding.
I was gonna say, if you want me to make a save, I'll do it.
I know, that was terrible. So that's what you see. Corridor goes about 15 feet forward and then descends in a set of steps that look to go another 15 or so feet. The corridor continues maybe 30 feet more and turns to the east. Do you wish to explore?
She's going to explore, but while she's doing that, she's going to be placing her hands on both sides of the wall. And as she is moving, she's going to be moving her hands up and down, almost checking to feel like maybe small holes big enough for possible poison arrows or things of this nature as she's moving.
All right, here's what we're going to do. This is going to take some time. I'm going to make a check here because it's our hourly check. But before that, I want everybody that's enfeebled to reduce your enfeebled by 1.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay, let me make a roll here. Wow. And if you all click on the token for the torch, this is what you see. You come to what looks like a strange looking door that it's obvious that it's a door, but there's no handles on it. And it's really tight inset into the wall. Cassandra, when she steps forward at this door, this looks familiar. This looks like some of the other secret doors you've seen before. Quite possibly you were looking at it from the other side. You push, and it opens. And there you see and step out onto the balcony overlooking the arena below.
I can't see anything.
Click on the torch.
I can't even click on the torch.
We can't see the torch. Can I just drag my token down?
You can move.
There we go.
I can see it. Oh.
Now I can see the torch.
You guys can't click on the torch?
Well, we couldn't see it to click on it.
Oh,
If
Where
you
we were.
hit Control and left click on your token, it will release it, and then you can see the light sources on the map.
okay. Anyway,
Perfect.
this is... Now, you haven't been to this portion, but this is the other side, the opposite side of where the gong was located. This is the arena. Now, Althea, I don't think I've described this to you, but what you see here is this some 20 feet up. I think maybe it's 30 feet up. You see what looks like this sand-covered floor. It's kind of shadowy, but about 20 some feet above that are these little round balconies that overlook this arena. And there's some type of magical light emanating from these torches because they're just constantly burning and there's nobody here. It is throwing some light into the area. On the opposite end of this arena is a large gong raised off the floor, something that has intrigued Sheppy in particular. You've all been to this area before so far. Let me zip you across. Your friends described to you, Althea and Elise, that on the northern portion of this balcony, this walkway, where currently the torch is located, you see what looks, well, there's some dead carcasses of what looks like basilisk creatures that Cassandra and the others have defeated. You also see broken statues that are possibly were once living beings that got into contact with these basilisks. You're not sure. A couple of them are still relatively intact and hold weapons raised above their head. One is a bow, one is a sword. These are not humans, but they're humanoid. One looks very lanky and grotesque looking, a lot like some of the creatures you've encountered in the Gauntlight, man-sized. And the other one is kind of like that, but he's bigger and wider. Not a dwarf, but he looks, again, like mutations of some type of human. they're still relatively intact. But obviously, these basilisks were feeding on this stone here, among other things. And this, of course, is where that wide corridor with the balconies where you found Arthurian and gathered yourselves together. This is where it leads. It leads to this big open arena area that you're now overlooking. All right? There's 2 sets of steps from where the torch is located that lead down into the arena itself. They're walled steps, so you can't jump over the rail. They're walled, but they lead down to the floor of this arena. No one has checked that out yet. And that's where we're going to end the session, as you guys hover over this arena. Okay? Thoughts?
I predict a fight with a sandworm coming.
Like in Dune.
Well, I could throw you down there and we can end the session on a combat, like we always do. You want to do that? Pop you right down.
So where we're coming out, we're on the top, right? The higher level?
Yeah. Well, let me see how far up from the floor it is. A wide walkway around the cavernous chamber looks out over a stone arena floor 30 feet below. All right? 6 balconies with built-in seating provide the best view to this arena floor. Each balcony has a bright torch jutting from it, illuminating the entire arena, while leaving the viewing level shrouded in shadows. An enormous metal gong on the eastern end of the chamber hangs on thick chains from the ceiling above. 2 steep staircases lead down from the central balcony where you stand. And, yeah, that's what you see.
And I've had to keep Shippy away from that gong ever since.
To clarify,
Seriously.
Sheppy threw down a body. I think one of the creatures, one of the basilisks, down into the arena floor. Nothing really happened except there was something looked to be shifting in the sand itself. Keep in mind, you can't see the actual arena floor clearly, although it's lit. It looks like there's refuse and stuff down there scattered around and that you don't see on the map. But it's not a clear view. You'd have to get down there to see. And we all know what that means. But yeah, I think that'd be a good place to leave it. As it's, guys, give me your thoughts and what you're thinking of doing next session. Give me a clue. Like it's in doubt.
Send a rogue down first.
Yep, throw her down. Hope you got catfall.
Maybe you can climb down.
Yeah, I'm down for checking it out, but would suggest healing up before going down.
Yeah, and then once we...
Mostly Verg.
Yeah, and then once we checked it out, then I'm gonna turn Sheppy loose with a warhammer, let him beat on the gong for a little while, see what comes to the surface.
Can Sheppy even lift up that warhammer?
No, he cannot.
He'd have
Is
penalties.
there like a strength requirement?
Yes, like you guys just see Berg just put this warhammer in Sheppy's hands and it just drops around his feet.
Ka-clunk.
Yeah, but I don't mind going down there. I think we're in pretty good condition. So yeah, heal up and then investigate, because that is a very mysterious gong over there on the other end. I'm with Sheppy. I want to hear that thing make some noise.
Cassandra, you grab Althea, I'll grab Sheppy. We can't let him beat on the gong.
If you're gonna ring the gong, he's got to be the one to do it.
Absolutely, yeah. He laid claim already from the sound of it.
Alright.
I almost had to beat him off of that thing.
Yeah. You almost got it. It's within reach.
Yeah.
All right.
I am curious as to what's going on down here at the bottom.
What do you think? Take the steps down, investigate the sand, see what comes out, and then if nothing comes out, then we can ring the bell, so to speak.
At least would probably be searching the top row.
The balcony?
Like check the seats of the balcony.
She'd be checking the seats. She'd be checking everything on the floor that they're currently on.
Is there a lost and found for the arena? Some spectators drop something good.
I mean, if there is, I can definitely guarantee you Elise is going to be rooting through it.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good plan.
Okay. Okay, it's time
Let's
to
go rooting.
investigate the arena, which we'll do in the next session. You guys are going to prepare, probably get some healing, and we'll go from there. This will be interesting. This will be really interesting. I can't wait. Let's do our outros. Starting with you, Rachel.
Oh, sure. Thanks for hosting this session, Fritz. I had a good time. I feel like I've kind of caught up to where we are, having had, missed a session last week. I'm really curious about this arena. I am excited for the next one.
Excellent.
And everybody else have a good night.
You too.
You as well. Good playing with you.
Yeah, we're gonna really have to work together in the next one because
Teamwork.
this is a lot of space, so there's gotta be something big. Something big, and it's gonna have the advantage.
Well, there's already something big down on the next level down. So we got a big one down below and a big one up top. I mean, we're about to
The big one through the portal, the big one that was in the water.
I mean, we're gonna have to fight him sooner or later.
Yeah, that's true.
Just so you know, when you go down these steps or otherwise descend into the arena, that is another level.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Oh, great. I have a feeling I know what's down there then.
What do you think?
Why don't you just send the rogue?
I'm thinking like Sand Beast or another one of them T-Rex looking things. I think once we hit that gong, shit's gonna go sideways. And it's gonna be an absolute blast.
It's not what you think.
Or maybe the gong is how you defeat it, and it's noise sensitive. No, I don't know.
I actually wouldn't doubt that.
Because it's probably got like I don't know. I'm speculating. I don't know. If anything, Althea would be looking at that sand like this is nothing good. Nothing good can be here.
Well, I mean,
especially
if
seeing all those statues.
Well, I mean, if worse comes to worse, it's real simple. We lure the thing up there and I beat on the gong for a little bit and see if it has an effect.
That's true.
Well, that's assuming the gong has an effect. Otherwise, that plan is not very simple. Well, I mean, I guess we'll die very simply.
Yeah.
Pretty cut and dry, really.
We're either gonna win or we're gonna lose. All right.
Y'all die. At least says nope and gets the hell out.
What about you, Dizzy? We'll do your outro.
Well, as always, it's always good interactions. Definitely interaction between Cassandra and Elise was something Elise doesn't really know what to make because she's never encountered somebody, my apologies, somebody like Cassandra, because she's just like, you gonna go tell folks, or you just gonna continue standing there? She's just like, I don't know what to make of this person.
Yeah.
But yeah, this next session's gonna be amusing, at least for the rogue. I can't say for everybody else though.
You made out pretty good in this session.
I got a book of poison. I'm a happy clam.
I was pretty surprised that it was in there, but man, this is ripe for her. This is what she wants. So sure enough,
Bring on the poison!
I gave you every opportunity to try and get it. I tried. You got it. But yeah, that was good. How about you, Eric? Did you enjoy it? What's going on?
Yeah, it was good. Thanks for hosting.
Always.
Thank you to Foundry for actually letting me roll above a 5
Yeah.
for the first time in 2 sessions. That was
Yeah,
nice.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, no, it makes a difference. So, yeah, thanks a lot.
Awesome. I miss anybody? I got everybody except Jesse. He didn't show tonight. Oh well, next time he'll definitely be playing because he'll be remote. So evidently he found himself
Kyle.
busy. Huh? Kyle?
You're
Kyle.
missing one person.
Kyle did his say. He had something to say there. What's going on, Kyle?
I'm just waiting on the next session. I mean, had a blast with it. Got to hammer some stuff. One thing I'm finding out, spirits ain't no frickin' joke.
Nope.
And yeah, I mean, looking forward to jumping down into the sand pit. Get to play in the kitty litter box now. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of in that same sort of mentality of it's got to be something big. As big as this arena is, it's got to be something big.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think you guys
We're
did.
gonna have to find out.
I think you guys did really good against that shadow, the recall knowledge, and then buckling down with the positive stuff. Ooh, man, you made quick work of that. Good work, Althea. Sheppy, whoever did, and Cassandra.
And because I was gonna say Cassandra was like a
Man.
star of that, doing the key strike with
That's right.
that positive damage.
Yeah, I didn't think of that, but she could do that, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
And it was critical. Yeah.
And he rolled good.
Yeah, Foundry finally let him go. I mean, he
I know.
finally let the monk be the monk for a change.
Well, you know what that means. Give yourself another hero point, Eric. Awesome. Good work.
All right. Will do. Happy to do so because I cannot trust that the rolling will be good next time.
So, okay, I think we'll end it right there. All right, folks, we're going to be back with episode 63. 6-3, next episode. It's going to be a good one because we're going to see what's at the bottom of this freaking arena. I think they're going to try and figure that out. We'll see if the gong plays a role. That'll be fun. I hope Jesse's here. He will be. He's going to be ringing some gong. I'm sure of it. Folks, we'll see you next time. Hang in there, because it's only going to get better. Talk to you again soon.